I forgot to unmute myself, but there we go. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to the end of Deadline Day stream, in which it's not quite the end of Deadline Day yet, and we're completely the wrong size. But there we go. Either way, it's fine as long as you're in the shot, it counts. How are we doing? We've got a fun little bit of stream planned. We've got a quiz planned for a prize. It's going to be great fun with various content creator folks coming on. We've got all sorts. It's going to be fantastic. Going to be a good time. Although I've just seen a message from Joe saying, "Fuck, forgot, en route. Sorry, Joe," which is absolutely what you expect. We'll also have Joe on the way in a minute, so we'll get that one sorted.
By the way, can I just say, best start to a stream ever, that. So upbeat, so happy. Like,
nice funky music, yeah.
I just imagine the people at home watching the stream just starts and me and you are just like, it's like, hold on a sec, what show am I watching?
I've done that about 3 times now. Every time I've forgotten to like loop the video, and it's like, great. So I'm just busting a move right now, and I've just completely forgotten. Brilliant, well done, me. What's happening, JB? I'll be honest with you, I don't know, because I've been working for the past 4 hours, so it's fairly tough to be able to tell a lot of the time, especially with Leeds United. But someone that I imagine will know what's going on will be Joe, who seems to know absolutely everything at all times ever. But I've just seen that, in spite of the fact he's popped into the lobby, his OBS is currently not turned on. So we'll ask Joe if there's any big developments coming in a minute or two, which will be completely fine. But how are you feeling at the moment, Max? How's things? How's the window? How's you in general outside of that?
I'm all right, thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm today's gone a little bit worse, perhaps, than I thought it would. I thought we would have more. I thought Schmidt would be done by now, and we would be all gratefully anticipating that extra signing that we can go, oh, that's the cherry on top. And I think the difference between signing Schmidt and nobody else and signing Schmidt and somebody else is the difference between having a decent and a good window. So that's why I'm kind of hoping for that. But yeah, at the moment, it's all kind of like, it's all gone a little bit quiet, hasn't it? There's no rumors coming out particularly. There's nothing. So that with the 49ers, that's usually when something happens. So, or I'm clutching at straws. So either way, at least I live in hope.
I'm choosing to be of the opinion that we actually signed each of Hamer and Balumi and Salai at like 6 a.m. this morning, and we just got all of them in at once, and we're going to announce them like not even at the deadline. We're going to wait until midnight to just
just so that they can do the meme, don't go to bed just yet, all just for the meme, and then they'll go, oh, hold on a sec, yeah, here's some extra players.
Not even that. You'll have like a signing per word of the tweet, so you'll have don't, Hamer, go, Salai, and you'll just go all the way through the sentence. That'd be fantastic. But we do have 2 other people in the lobby. 2 people that I would argue are slightly more plugged in than we are and tend to know things. We're not completely losing it, are we? I've lost Joe. There we go.
I totally forgot. Joe, let me apologise. Honestly, I went for pizza, laid on my bed, and then I seen your text. I was like, shit, I'm supposed to be with Joe, so I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Honestly, Joe lying on his bed, in his feet in the air. Oh no!
Humming away to himself. Everything's fine.
There are no problems in the slightest. So this stream, I figured we would split it into a few different segments. We're going to have a bit of a quizzy segment, which is going to be nice and fun. We're going to have a general newsy segment. Apologies to anyone in the chat that's become used to watching flights in 3D on this channel. That isn't the norm in the slightest, but it seems to have become the norm. It's probably not going to be happening today. So yeah, who is feeling a little bit quizzy? Yay or nay? Is anyone confident? Is the important question.
No, never confident. Definitely.
Okay. It's a good place to be when everyone's like, I'll be honest, no, not the foggiest, not a clue.
Well, if why can't we have our expectation levels there on a transfer window, Joe? Why can't they be down here like there is for the quiz? Like I have no expectations of doing well in this quiz. None. Zero. Everything is bonus. Every single one. Why can't they be like that in a transfer window?
True.
Yeah.
On the subject of bonus, and I'm going to be very, very careful to not dox myself because on the other side of this envelope is my address. We do have 2 prizes. We've got prize number 1, which is definitely some Oasis tickets that is available for absolutely anyone that might want to pick it up. And we have special prize number 2, which is a complete mystery that absolutely no one will know what it is.
Okay.
So
Taylor Swift tickets?
that'd be nice. I tried for a few months, didn't work out, but who knows? So, do we
You don't have
remember-
Oasis tickets, really, do you?
Oh, like, Jay, come on. Just like, right, I'm going to win this quiz.
Let's go.
Okay, so it's going to follow the same sort of rules as the quiz did last time around. It's going to follow sort of 1 second. I did say quiz was open to absolutely everybody, at least people that have been on the channel before and that I can trust. So Matt will be joining us in a second.
Is this the Australian Matt?
This is the Australian Matt.
He's so excitable, isn't he? Where is he? Go on, Matt. He's giddy.
Wait, have we got to have a pen and pad for this? Am I unprepared?
Oh, all
You do
right.
not.
Just like,
I always have
ready.
this in my hand.
I mean, this is the back end of my my driving license.
I mean,
Actually, you know, 'cause
I have got
passed my
a pen in the bottom of my phone that I can use. So
Ooh, posh phone.
Very fancy.
Yeah, posh phone.
We have a resident upside down Australian. Hello, Matt. How's it going?
Good day.
So, if we remember the quiz that happened last deadline day, I've got a page open on FBref right now as we are speaking.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Yeah. We are going to go through people that have been in Leeds United matchday squads this season, first up, and that will be for the wonderful enveloped
Ooh.
prize.
So full of shit, Blackburn. You're so full of crap.
Did anyone get the ballot? By the way, I never.
No, I didn't get it.
It's right here. What
Oh, right,
what are we
sorry, yeah.
talking about?
I got hopes up for this, and then it's gonna be like a poster or something, you know?
Yeah.
But he's hand drawn.
It'll be a IOU for a bottle of Oasis.
A bottle of
That's really good. I should have thought of that instead of what I have actually done. The thing is, a few of my chat know what I've done because I planned this on stream one time. So don't say a word, and everyone close the chat because that would involve cheating anyway. So we're going to go this way round, and then to the bottom row, and then this way round again, and then we'll loop around. So anyone from a matchday squad this season, away we go.
They don't have. Sorry, just to check. Matchday squad. They don't have to have touched the pitch.
We'll say no. They don't have to have touched the pitch.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no.
is this just league or Carabao as well?
Oh no.
That's
League
just
and
league and
rules.
FBref. FBref just shows league unless you change it.
League
Sorry,
and
yeah,
Carabao have changed it.
Oh,
no.
okay, so both. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I'll say no lives for anyone. If anyone wants to go for a wild one and accidentally knocks themselves
No.
out, well done.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So-
we'll start with Max.
Sorry, apologies. I haven't done the quiz before. You literally just mean anyone from a match day squad, and we're basically going until someone can't name one.
Yes, and then they get knocked out.
Okay, Daniel James.
Daniel James is indeed on the list.
Matteo Joseph.
Is on the list. Has played 16 minutes more than Dan James.
Okay.
Matt,
The best footballer in the world, Patrick Bamford.
correct. And I want to give you bonus points, but we're not doing that. That's fine.
I thought it was wrong.
-5 points. Ilan Melier.
Matt, I've just pinged you a DM on something a bit techie. Could you just take a very quick look? Thank you. Melier, did you say? Sorry.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Next up, Max.
You didn't do your go, Joe.
Me, I did. Oh, Joe Peter. Sorry.
Okay, in that case, Sam Chambers.
No, don't. No, no, no. He's got the list. I'm writing down like unusual names here. He was in the bank. Damn.
You thought his name was Zach for a week. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But he's on my list here. I might have said Zach Chambers, to be honest.
That's
Wilfred
fair, yeah.
Tonto.
Willie Nonto is indeed on the list. For a moment, I couldn't find him. I was like, oh no, this is bad. But yeah. Joe?
Pascal Strelk.
Pascal Strauch is on the list in 4th place in terms of minutes.
Oh God, Furpo.
Firpo, weirdly, has played the 3rd most minutes of us this season. Is on the list. Yeah.
Joe Rodon.
Is equal 1st for minutes and is on the list.
Joe Rothwell.
Just copying stuff now. That's all you're doing.
Is also there. We can't just keep stealing Joe Ruh. And we're going to run out.
You said Joe Rodon, and I thought, oh, I can use most of that.
I know one of those. Yeah.
Jaden Bogle.
Jaden Bogle is 5th for minutes. Yep.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Jorginho Rutter.
Oh, that one just makes me sad. Yeah.
It's too soon.
Still
It's too
played more
soon.
minutes than Bamford.
Yeah, but he gets unleashed in January. It's all good.
That's true. Yeah.
Samuel J. Byram.
Hold on. Am I going to be a dick? Is that actually?
Don't be a dick. Don't you be a dick. Sam Byram.
You know what? Before it next gets around to you, Joe, I'm going to do a poll to see if I want chat to allow that because his middle name is Mark.
Oh. Samuel J. Giving it me.
We're going to ask the chat. We're going to ask the chat. This isn't the only round. This isn't the only prize, so I feel okay
Not a fan of
being a dick
democracy.
via chat, but we'll find
Not a
out.
fan of democracy at all.
Ilya Gruev.
Is it me?
Yes.
Joel Pirro.
Joel Peru is indeed on the list.
Oh my God, I don't even know what's been said. Brandon Aronson. Has that been said?
Is on the list.
Oh,
You just made the list.
It looks like you are allowed Sam J. Byram, so we'll be okay. We're fine. But next time you try that, you're gone.
Well, the rules, Jesus, this got serious very quickly, didn't it?
It did.
We're down. Ethan Ampadu.
Is equal first for minutes. Yep.
Carl Darlow.
On the list. Yep. With a whole 90 minutes of football.
We are
Okay,
getting
that's
down to it now. James DeBio.
Is also there. Yep.
That was only in the most recent game as well, wasn't it? That he got on the bench.
oh, I don't even. I'm lost. Let's go with who is there? I feel like there's like barely any that have started. I feel like all the starters are like gone. Oh, there's one. Max Vober.
Is on the list.
Charlie Crew.
Is also on the list. 2 to go.
That was mine. Now I've got to think of another one. Joe Gelhart.
Is there? I've made a slight error in that I've got a very, very short list and there's only one name left.
Oh,
Joe Gelhart's one, though. I'm up next. Hi, again. Alex Cairns.
Yeah, he's the last one on the list. That wasn't very well thought through, was it? So we will go to a tiebreaker. I think a tiebreaker could be nice and horrible. So I'm
The
going
under-
to
Well done,
do
lads, though.
the under
We got
the
through
under
the
21s.
squad. Well done. We got through the squad.
this. You joke, but that was
Oh,
sort
no.
of the plan. That was the plan. We're going
Oh,
to
no, I
do these as under 21s.
I don't know any of them. I know Harry Gray, but he's injured, so he definitely hasn't
Hasn't
played.
played anyone in a competitive game.
I ain't got one. Zach Chambers.
Luca Thomas.
That's one. I think.
Luca Thomas or what's your man's name? Alfie Creswell. Rory Mahady.
Oh wait, they put the lineup today. I didn't even look at it. This is a game right there.
Darryl Lombang. Is he involved?
Yeah, goalkeeper.
Yeah. He's
Got
one
on
of
loan at
them.
the moment.
God knows.
No. I feel like I should have picked a bigger category, to be completely honest with you, but that's fine.
I feel like we've done this before somehow. I feel
We
like
have
we've been in
definitely
this
done this
exact
before.
position before.
Yep. You know what? I will take it to a slightly different point. We've had two people that were able to name under 21s players. We have had
So we
Joe
win.
and we have had Joe. You win-ish.
Give me the tickets, Joe. Give me the tickets.
You're not getting the tickets. So, if you can answer the following question, that is a statistic that I have mentioned many a time in various videos across, I believe, both of your channels.
Oh, shit.
Who of the Leeds United squad had the highest shot on target percentage for anyone that had more than 10 shots? First person to answer correctly.
Pat
wins.
Bamford, just because you love him, so it's got to be Pat. It's got to be Pat.
It is Pat Bamford.
But he can't shoot.
But he can't shoot, obviously.
But he
There's
can't
a
shoot.
reason I've pulled out this stat so many times. So, would you like to see what your definitely Oasis tickets are?
Yes, please.
I've had these saved up for quite a while before Oasis even decided they were doing a thing. Instead of getting you Oasis tickets, I've decided to go for something slightly different. This has been planned for quite some time. It's why I tried to get you in multiple one-on-one quizzes with various people. I got you a signed picture of your favourite manager and your favourite backroom member of Leeds United staff.
Oh, for
Is
fuck's
that-
sake.
is
So
that-
lucky, Joe. So
If
lucky.
you can let me know the address, I'll ping it in your direction. And is that are we
Yeah,
happy with the price?
I'm
Is
over
that
the
what we're looking
moon.
for?
It was
Picture
inevitable.
actually framed
Yeah.
the photograph perfectly, Joe.
It was inevitable that I would win that, right? It was inevitable.
I may have DM'd absolutely everyone to say, guys, are you okay throwing the first round of the quiz? Because I've got a little bit of a plan.
Fuck off. Really? Really? No, I'm not having it. I'm not having
To
it.
be fair, we didn't actually need to throw because we got through the whole first bit, and then I genuinely cannot name an under 21 player.
Oh, see, here's me thinking
can't-
I fucking done him. Yeah.
You actually did.
Oh, no,
to be
you
fair.
did.
Yeah, you won it legit. So
I thought the second prize, Joe, was the prize we were throwing
did
for
I.
him.
Oh.
You said
No.
secret prize, like, oh, that's the one, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
win
No.
the second ticket.
The second prize is an actual authentic prize, which
Oh, you
I
see,
mean
you didn't.
anyone can get.
I really went for that.
oh well.
I will find a place for it. I will put it on my backdrop, to be fair. Right next to the jet wash.
But we do have a second round that we can go for, because why not? It's similar. It's another FB ref styley one. Anyone that got a single minute in any competition for Leeds United last season. Any competition, senior team. And we're going to start with our winner from last time, Joe.
Matteo Joseph.
Matteo Joseph did get minutes. Not as many as a lot of people screamed for, but he did in fact get some minutes. Matt
Bamford.
Bamford got 4 times as many minutes as Matteo Joseph. Yes.
Matt's answer to every question can't be Pat Bamford. That has to change. That has to change.
If he starts putting middle names in, we'll let it go.
Elan Elliott.
Lem Elliott, yeah, is on.
Jaden Anthony.
Jaden Anthony is there with twice as many minutes as Matteo Joseph.
Wow. Ethan Ampadu.
Top of the list, he played 51.390s for Leeds last season.
Wow.
Junior Firpo.
Is also on the list with over 2,000 minutes.
Jorginho Ruter.
It still makes me sad. Yeah, 5th most minutes last season.
I'll make you sadder, Joe. Crescencio Somerville.
That makes me less sad, to be completely honest. But
Oh, fair enough.
you're correct. Yeah.
And I'm going to make you even sadder.
Oh no,
Archie Gray.
that one does sting a little bit.
I'm gonna make you
Actually,
even
no,
more
Baldwin
sadder.
Gray.
Glenn Kamara.
Oh no, that one hits deep. I'm so emotional about Glenn.
It's ironic that the next person should be a sideways pass from Glenn Kamara. I'm gonna say Sam Byram.
Yep, is also there. Yep,
Pascal Strauch.
Just
with 6 minutes more than Byram last season.
Forgot about his injury. Where am I up to? Jed Spence.
Ooh, with a grand total of 387 minutes, and somehow he started 5 times.
Shite.
I was gonna
Who's that?
say, I was gonna save this one, but I feel. Oh, did he? Oh no, am I wrong? Wait, I'm gonna risk it. Luis Sinistera.
Yeah. Start
Yeah, he did.
season.
Yeah, he did play
He
the
did,
first game.
yeah.
Yeah, count the cup.
241 minutes.
Did he score?
He did, yep.
Opening
Which is
day,
why I
think.
can't use the goals per 90 stat anymore, because I'm just like, our best goals per 90 was, oh shit, it's him.
That's him. Joe Roden.
Joe Rodon, yep, is the 3rd most minutes of the squad last season.
Mind you, Joel Peru.
Is the next down in minutes. I feel like we're going to work our way down the list for a few.
Willie Nonto.
Is on the list, 2,000 minutes.
I'm gonna make you sad again. Luke Ayling.
Oh, yeah. Why we gotta focus on the sadness? Why has that become a theme?
I'll cheer you up. Liam Cooper.
Oh yeah, that'll. Yep.
Is this
Fine
in all
enough.
competitions?
All. I'm just making sure I take the right tab. Yes, all competitions.
Right, okay. Oh, it's me, isn't it? Joe Gelhart.
Yeah, 396, and he scored. I don't remember him scoring.
Might have been in the cup.
Yeah, probably a cup match.
Did he?
Gelhart.
Oh, okay. Good enough. I forgot, wasn't
Did
it?
he score versus Salford? We played Salford, didn't we?
I don't think we've done it this round. So Dan James.
Dan James, yeah, is one that I thought was going to keep being unseen throughout the rest of the thing, and just everyone would forget.
I'm lost.
Like his entire career.
Oh,
Everyone just forgets about Dan. I love Dan James. People should not forget about Dan James.
My bad.
who else played
My
last
bad.
season? Oh, why am I going blank?
One of my favourite players.
There was God. There was. Did we wait? Say Strauch.
Yeah.
I
We have
said
said
Stroke.
stroke. That's Matt eliminated.
Oh no, Matt.
3 of you to go.
Ilya Gruev.
Another one I thought no one would see.
I'm mad for underdog players. Loved them.
Carl Darlow.
Oh, is indeed on the list, even though I wish he kind of wasn't.
Salford.
I'm running out, and these are really dodge. But I know one who definitely did play it, and it is Charlie Creswell.
347 minutes for Charlie Cresswell.
Oh, God.
No. Charlie Crew.
He didn't play last season, did he?
He made his debut last year, didn't he? He did towards the end of the season.
Yes!
0 minutes. 0 minutes.
I'm convinced he came on the targets. Didn't he?
Nigel, stop trying to convince yourself.
I want an inquiry.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll have an inquiry.
It might have been
Yes, he didn't
preseason.
play.
He didn't play.
It might have been preseason.
Maybe.
It actually might have been. You're right. Probably you're right. But get B-Ref to be wrong, would it?
Has anybody said Sam Barr?
Yeah, no appearances. Fair enough. Heck, he's got no appearances.
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's been said.
I'm
said
not-
it.
I'm not going to answer either way, unless
Okay.
it's your final answer.
It's not my final answer.
What does he have to do with that? Rules. What rules?
I've got a beauty, by the way.
Oh,
I've got
well,
a
to be fair, I
beauty.
think I'm going to run out of time anyway. I'm trying to think of young players who came off the bench.
Just on this, I scheduled this stream yesterday. I think you can let me off with this one.
Oh man, people getting angry at titles does me head in, man.
People get angry at everything, Joe. Everything.
True.
Including Sam Byram's middle name being Mark.
I said Samuel M. Byram. Yeah, that's definitely what I said. You can watch it
I
back.
think I'm going to have to concede. I'm just going to say Sam Byram. It might have already been said, but I can't think of anyone else.
Sam Byram has been said. I'm afraid.
How
Because I
many's
thought
left,
in the first
Joe?
round? That was when
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
what?
10.
What?
That's a lot.
I haven't got 10 names, but I've got one that I definitely think played a part before he went out on loan in Jan, and that is Paveda.
You did, yeah.
Oh, he did.
255 minutes.
Oh, the game against Birmingham.
Great show. He was very good in that game as well.
Who was that?
Was,
Sorry, I didn't catch it.
I've got some more names.
Oh god, here we go. Yep.
Did Darko JB?
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I remembered.
46
He
minutes for
played.
JB. Yep.
What about Sam
Sorry,
Greenwood?
Steve.
Yep, 53% Greenwood.
Oh, I was going to say.
I thought he was gone. That's why I didn't say it.
What about... No. Lewis... No, he didn't. No. Klassen? Did Klassen get any minutes at all? He did.
2 matches.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
When Darla
God.
broke his thumb.
Boom. Lewis Bate? No. I think
Yep, he got 1 minute.
did- Oh, wow.
1 minute.
The minimum requirement.
So how many is
We've got
that?
one other player with 1 minute.
Oh god.
See if we can get it.
Is it anyone? Is it another one of the players that we loaned out?
Yes. We've got 5 players in total that we've not found. 2 of them you will kick yourselves.
Sonny
3 of them I
Perkins?
think you'll kick yourselves. Is the other one with 1 minute.
Nice.
Wait, so there's others that we
We
should
shamed
know.
yourselves, lad.
There's 4.
What, we should know them.
I didn't think. I forgot about all the
Percent.
loans and whether they'd actually played or not, so I didn't want to risk them.
You're going to be mad when you realise you haven't said them, I think.
How many's left
Come
now?
on, lads. You're supposed to be Leeds experts. Come
Four.
on, get the finger out, will you?
Did any of them? Wait, did any of them start?
Yes.
Like, oh, did someone say? Did anyone say Kamara?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I
only
think
one
about-
of only
it's
one of them
possibly-
didn't start again.
What?
Right, so if we go from back to front, we've named the 3 goalies. We've got Spence, we've got Byram, we've got Gray, we've got Creswell, we've got Strauch, we've got Rodon. Is there another centre-back we're missing? from last
Ampadu played
season?
there.
Ampadu played there. Then at left-back, we just had Firpo.
Did Verba play a minute?
No, he was
No.
he was in Germany, wasn't he?
No.
Then in midfield, we've got Kamara, Gruev, Ampadu. That was it, I think.
Didn't we have 4? Or did...
No, we only had 3, because we had none on the bench, did we? Gray went at right back. So then
Oh yeah, Gray's the other one.
So what about the wingers? We've mentioned Nonto, Cree, Rutter,
James.
James, some of it. Oh, Cree, some of it.
Cray.
Wait, did
Georgie.
it?
Peru.
Wait, did no one say? Have we said one of them?
Yeah, no, I think we said all of them.
Oh, you're
we
laughing. Who else is there?
I think we got them all.
They're all
Yeah.
fullbacks.
Fullbacks.
Cody
Haley-
Drama?
Oh, no, we said Haley. Oh, Drama. Yeah, Drama played.
Cody Drama.
Leo Hjelde.
No one said Hilda. Jamie Shackleton.
Oh my god, Shackleton. Shackleton.
Connor Roberts.
Connor
Oh.
Roberts.
No one said Connor Roberts.
Shame yourself,
So
lad.
hard
You
to
should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Cody.
Connor Roberts.
Horrific.
Oh my god.
Genuinely.
We got some of the people who played 1 minute, I think.
Connor Roberts.
All the kids were named and Roberts wasn't.
Yeah.
You got Lewis Bate before Shackleton and Connor Roberts. What?
That's mad. That's mad. I enjoyed that.
So-
Really enjoyed that.
During the time of the Malarkey quiz, have we missed any actual news, or has it just been sort of chill time vibes with not much going on again?
Oh, announcement maybe at 10 o'clock, but outside that, nothing's happening.
You do know what they're doing, don't you? They're playing the long game. They're gonna
They're waiting till the last minute, like last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
What did we say earlier on, Joe? If there was going to be 3 today, it would be Tanaka at lunchtime, 5 tea time. It would be Schmidt, and then midnight or before midnight would be the last one. Or if it was 2, they'd leave Schmidt until the very end and announce it then.
Just to check, technically Joe won that one as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll just, before Joe has to run off, I'll announce second prize. Second prize
Nice
is...
American flag, isn't it?
It's a Leeds shirt.
Hey.
Issue is, it's signed by Jack Harrison.
Favorite player.
You like Jack Harrison, so it's fine.
You've always rated.
I do. I love Jack Harrison, by the way.
So do I.
Yeah. I actually,
And the good thing is now if you want to sign Jack Harrison shirt, so
as well as
enjoy
Jesse
that.
Marsh.
As well as Jesse Marsh signed picture.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
blue, so someone from Everton could take the badge off and put an Everton badge on.
They could, depending on how good you are at various bits of sewing and embroidery.
Can
You
they
could get away
afford a
with that.
seamstress to take a badge off, though? That's the question. You know, is there any money left?
Ooh.
If you expense
I
it
thought that
in
was a joke
the
against
stadium,
Scousers, not Everton Football Club. So that's why I was like, ooh.
no, it's a joke on how they're just still Everton. Why are they like that?
They'll just borrow some more money.
Very true.
Okay,
I feel
drop
like-
me to. Okay, great stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
sorry,
all
I
good.
was
Yeah,
waiting.
it's
Sorry,
fine.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Right, thank you
I
very
told that
much.
a minute ago. You're good.
Listen, have a nice evening. Love you all, and we won't get a 10, unfortunately. Bye-bye. That's my
Bye, Chip.
prediction. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to have a nice deadline day. Everyone's going to be like, one signing, we get the left back. All of a sudden, with it, Liam Cooper 5-year deal.
Oh, no, don't do that, Max. Stop that now. Stop
We
that.
need his leadership.
I mean, maybe you.
Oh, stop it, Max. Oh.
Every single one of those 5 years.
Well, I'm devastated because I thought Football Insider exclusive was that we'd have a triple announcement today. And
alas, was Football Insider not accurate again? Was Pete O'Rourke talking absolute nonsense?
funnily enough, I don't know if Peter Rook's even a real person anymore. I don't know, because I did have a little look around other things for the video that I'm doing for next week on players that we were linked with that went other places. Burnley fans just said the exact same thing from that we say to them, you know nothing, and you never get it right. And it's just Burnley fans directing at them as well. They're going, what is the point? What is the point? It doesn't matter what you say. It really doesn't.
Oh god, it's in the same way that I'm becoming increasingly convinced that Fabrizio Romano isn't actually a person. I'm convinced that he's like a shell corporation, and they just sort of paid an actor to be like, "Do you want to just like pretend you run a big Twitter account? Would that be fine?" And they've just sort of continued with it and not given up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stage some videos every now and then that you can come in. We'll give you a script that you can read and give you all the info. You just be the face of it. Yeah, no problem. Go for it.
Yeah, you'll have a catchphrase. I'm sure you can find some brand deals as a result of just sort of leaning into it.
And then all for it to get usurped by a 14-year-old kid saying, "There we land."
There we land.
I don't. Right. So someone with a little bit more of an awareness of what's going on in the world. Who's the kid? I've got no idea who it is. I just keep.
He just
He's
made
a
like
young lad he started up a TikTok and was doing transfer, basically how a lot of us started, but obviously a lot younger. And he was just talking about football and saying, "Oh, this transfer might be happening" or whatever. And then I think he got a deal. He mentioned a deal 4 hours before Fabrizio Romano broke the news. So everyone was like, "What?" But his catchphrase was "There we land." And then I think it went viral. So all football clubs were announcing their transfers with the caption "There we land."
We even
And I
did
don't know
it,
if you saw, but I retweeted it today. The kid was on Sky Sports News reading out transfer news, and he did really well, bless him. He got through like a full monologue talking about it all, did it perfect. And the guys in the studio were like, "Oh, well done." Yeah, like he smashed it. So good for him.
Yeah, he was excellent. He did great.
I've not seen that clip, but I've learned today to not put various clips from Twitter on my stream because then my streams get demonetized.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. Should have thought that one through. But, well. So out of 10, if it is just Schmidt, what are we calling it? So I'm fine with like 7, 8.
I was going to say 7. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it'll be a 10 if they ring up someone in America and he comes over.
Stop trying to sign Klitsch. Stop trying to make Klitsch happen.
Click. We're making Click happen.
I think it's been a Schmidt show.
Hey, There has been a tweet from someone, a Leeds fan, has found a picture, and the Leeds Live have corroborated it as a picture from Schmidt's agent from outside the West Stand main entrance an hour or so ago. So, and then the Leeds Live saving the information that they've been given. They still believe that the player will sign before the deadline, but that's it.
If you're an agent, why are you publishing any pictures on Twitter at any point? I don't like.
Well, there was a Leeds fan on Twitter found it, and he said, I found this on Schmidt's agent's agency page. This was posted less than an hour ago. I think we're good. And that was posted at 8. So about 7:43-ish. That's when he posted that picture. So should be done soon. But that looks like it's going to be it. I think it's about 7.5 and then 8. I think it loses because of some of the players that left, not necessarily the amount of players, but like Georgie makes you smile and got you off your arse.
Yeah.
Archie was Archie. You know, that was the future. And both of them going kind of takes the joy out of it a little bit. And you want someone to come in that's going to bring you a little bit of that joy back. We probably missed out on that with a 10. But I still think, again, I keep saying, you go back a week ago and Farker wanted 4 players and he's got those 4 now. The 10 was the cherry on top of the icing. And for me, unfortunately, we didn't get that done. But that's not to say we don't have enough there. It's not to say we won't see Willie Nanto playing as a 10 this year. It's not to say that Aronson, who's already started the season with 2 goals and 2 assists, won't be exactly what we want in that position as well. And this time, 12 months ago, Jorginho Rutter wasn't even rated by our fan base, let alone going to be the player he ended up being by the end of the season. So you've no idea any of these players could step up and have an absolute banger of a season. But I think it's a very solid squad, Joe. And I think it's now up for Daniel Farke to coach them into a team that can win this division and get out of it.
I think there's a certain level of kind of sentiment attached to this transfer window because, like you say, Joe, some of those players were the players that made you smile, get off your seat, and go, something's happening. And what has happened is they've left, and we have got new players in for their positions, but we haven't gone forward. We've basically tried to get back to the same place we were last season. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because last season we should have been promoted. Any other season we get promoted. We had the squad easily to get promoted last season. So some people might disagree with me. We don't need a better squad than we had last season. We just need to try and get back to that level and maintain that level of squad, and we'll go up. Because how often does it happen? I think the stat was Sunderland in 1998 or something was the last time someone got over 90 points in the championship and didn't get promoted. So we just had to basically backfill those roles and fill them up again, which isn't glamorous. It's not, we've got these players and we've signed a load of extra new players. But I think what is happening is we're basically saying, let's get back to where we were. And that is when fans tend to be like, we've got no ambition. But I think there comes a difference, doesn't there, between spending loads of money on loads of different players and doing it shrewdly and doing it properly. But I think most now we are covered for pretty much every position that we lost. So therefore, if somebody does come in after Schmidt, then that is a bonus, and that takes the window from, let's say, a 7 out of 10 to an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think the thing that you said about it's hard to take a squad forward is a really good point. Because if you're looking at what happened last season, we had a squad that 99% of the time walks that league easily. And then when it doesn't, which is a bit of a shame, it's really hard to add on top of that, because how do you add on top of what is already top of a pile without moving into the next pile? Because you don't get players that are of a higher level that end up moving to the championship without some form of catch. That sort of, because the catch with Nana Solomon,
the catch is the injury history, and that's Spurs are hoping he gets a season under his belt and they get a player back next season whose injuries are behind him and is raring to go. And Leeds hope that he stays injury-free and we get a Champions League level player to help us get out of the championship. And if it doesn't go well, Leeds don't have an option or an obligation or protected from financially with that. And the player will go back to Spurs anyway, and that'll be the end of that. And we'll have to see where we are in January then. But I mean, they've protected themselves as well. There is a recalibration of funds that's needed after the amount of money that was spent in the Premier League and is still owed, and the shit show of all the players that went out on loan. has to be done at some point. If we got into the Premier League, we wouldn't have lost Georgie, we wouldn't have lost Cree, we wouldn't have lost Archie, but we didn't, and we're still a championship club. And unfortunately, there's a reality that goes with that, and it's a shitty reality. But the reality is that we have to deal with what we've got, and what we've got are possibly not bigger names on paper, but the squad might have more balance to it. There's nearly 2 players per position there now, or at least 2 that can play in every position. Where last year we just didn't have that. Our Farke didn't trust what he had. So at least now you can say it might be more of a workhorse team than a technically gifted individual team. But it'll be very different for Daniel Farke because the criticism labeled against him is he only does it with skillful individuals. He can't do it with a team. He has no out-and-out standout individuals, maybe with the exception of Nanto. So the rest of them are going to have to work their asses off to get the same amount of points. And I think it can be done. I think there's different variety in this team. I think there's different tempo drivers in this team. I'm excited to see Tanaka. That's the one that I'm excited to see going because he can change the tempo. He can do things quickly. He is technically a very good central midfielder and very different to anything that we've had in there this year or last year. So, and even with Rocket in the Premier League final season. So there's some that and I think Ramazani's going to be exciting as well. That's an exciting one to look forward to seeing what he can do as well. And we could be looking back on this in 10 months' time and saying that window was a disaster and it ruined the entire season. Or we could be looking back and going, well, we did some fantastic business there for very little. We got some buttes in. Ramazani had a cracking season or whatever, But the term underwhelming keeps being used. Everyone's using it like it's become a buzzword in this window. It's nearly become the copy and paste term for this window. But it's really like Seth Johnson, the most paid the money signing there ever was. And look at the problems that caused. You go back through the history of Leeds, there's been so many players with money problems. Like we bought Robbie Fowler, didn't need him. Spent stupid money on him and ended up in big trouble. You had players that had left Leeds and where Leeds are still paying half their wages because they just needed to get them off the books. So Leeds will be careful with that kind of stuff. We don't want to get back to that as well. And I think if we had got to 10, perfect window. But without the 10, I still think it's a very decent window. And this time next year, we could be looking back saying we've got a very strong basis to add a couple of players to be a very decent Premier League squad as well. But it can't be underwhelming for me until we see these guys play and give them a couple of weeks to settle and see where they are.
You said, Jer, as well about, we were talking about Shalai last night on your podcast, weren't we? And we said that he's only got a year left on his deal. So potentially in January, Leeds might be able to get him on a pre-contract agreement or very, very cheap. So, I mean, there's deals to be done in January as well that Leeds could pick up on some of the players that they really wanted to get. Because like you said, it's almost like they've identified that there's a lot of players that have got a year left on the contract or 8 months. Or, well, actually, no, it can't be. It has to be a year, doesn't it? From June 30th or whatever it is.
Well, if you look at Lubatic and you look at Salai, both of them are out of contract at the end of the season. So if Leeds view them as potentially Premier League players, Leeds can go in January and negotiate with them to sign them at the end of the season for nothing.
Yeah.
Those clubs may have lost out. So there's that. Your man Mishu that was linked with Leeds last year is still he's a free agent. He cancelled his transfer in Turkey. So he's a completely free transfer. He can sign anytime after that. And a couple of weeks ago, Leeds were linked with him. It was a player Leeds were having a look at, and Leeds did look at him last summer as well. So, and he's a 10. So there could be other avenues should they need to do them. Or they just give Willie Nanto the responsibility of being the 10. Or what Brendan Aronson was bought to do initially and be the 10 for 25 million quid.
Even like I look at the number 10 situation. Like you look at it, Aronson's our top goal scorer at the moment, playing well. And then even if we just get to January and we're in the top 2, a good position, then we might be able to sign a 10 if we need that position. Like we're gonna be fine, I think. I mean, I've looked at the chat and people are going at Daniel Farke saying he'll be sacked by November. But I'm beaten.
That's the big question, Max.
You haven't lost.
But that's the big thing. That's where we said this, Joe, a couple of weeks ago. That's where it's a different pressure on him this year. There's expectation that we're going up this year. It's not. There's no excuses in this window. There's none for me. And again, if I go back to last week, what he asked for, he's been given what he asked for. Outside of the 10 which he asked for this week. But last week it was 4 players you wanted. This week you wanted an extra one. But then if you got that player next week, he'd want another one. The week after, you might want another one. Managers will never be happy unless they get everything that they want. But he got the 4 that he wanted. It's now up to him. Then all the pressure is on Daniel Farke to coach this team. And if the chat is right and if people think that that's correct, he won't be here very long. But if they're wrong, and every season he's been in this league, he's gotten 90 points or above, this will be the real one to see. This is his team. He's had 2 seasons and 3 transfer windows to get the players that he wants and that he thinks can get us out of this league. He's the manager. not the coach. So he's been involved in all of these discussions. But decision making is different, but he's been involved in the process. So he'll know what he has, and it's up to him now to take that, turn that into a championship level winning squad, playing the kind of football that Leeds fans will want to see, and proving that the players they have brought in can actually do the job to get out of this league. But we won't know until we see them, and that's the big. And it's all the pressures on Farke now.
Yeah, this is. I've starred a couple of comments. One, the bang is various people's heads being blown after it turns out we've not signed any of Salah or Hamer or anyone else, despite the fact that it very much looked like we were going to. And there's also this comment that I decided to sort of keep an eye on. You add on top of that by getting a better manager, just to people who are actively like saying that we should have got rid of Farke in the summer or we should get rid of him right now. One, why would you replace a manager immediately following a transfer window where you've gotten their targets in? And two,
we did that with Jesse Marsh, and look how that worked out.
Yeah. And two, who are we calling a better manager at this level that would actively come to the club right now? Because like a lot of people, when we've had this conversation, have thrown around the names like Potter or for some reason Moyes. And it's like neither better nor realistic for one and then the other. So I'm not. Yeah.
No, I think we didn't Stats say something the other day about Daniel Farke's record in the Championship or something, where he's just he's the highest win percentage is it of any Championship manager ever or whatever. And people go, oh yeah, but he can't do it in the Premier League. And then to paraphrase Jermaine Beckford, what league am I in, bruv?
Yeah.
We're in the Championship. We have to have a good Championship manager.
But that's going to be the question that's going to hang over his head. If he gets us up, that's what you're expected to do. Now, can you actually prove that you're a champion, that you're a Premier League level manager? I take the mick out of Chris Wilder last year when he had that little rant that he went on because somebody in the changing room was eating a sandwich while he was doing a press conference outside, like a kitman or somebody in the other club, and he kept referring to himself as, I'm a Premier League manager, and I kept thinking to myself, well, you are, mate, but let's not run away with ourselves, right? You'll be there
you
for
are
a
by
minute
title, but
yeah, did you get them there? No. Will you be there if you don't get them back in there? No, you won't be. So relax.
I think Pep can pull that one, can't he? I'm a Premier League manager, but
yeah. Are you though? Are you really?
Who do we think is the lowest down manager that can realistically call themselves a Premier League manager? Like,
Jesse Marsh.
Steve Cooper get away with it?
Well, Cooper gets a second crack at it, doesn't it? I think Scott Parker for me.
Oh,
I think it's you have to have had at least one season. No, because Chris Wilder has maybe a couple of seasons in the Premier League without a relegation on your CV. Whereas Chris Wilder, he did do well in that first season, didn't he, with Sheffield United? But then he's got a few relegations, and when you kind of yo-yo in between the leagues, I wouldn't call Daniel Farke a Premier League manager because every time he's gone up, he's come straight back down again.
This is a weird shout for Premier League manager.
The one above that's true.
If he'd have asked me 15, 20 years ago, then, I mean, I would have been 6 and said, what are you talking about? But if I was this age 15, 20 years ago, I would have said, yes, I'm Allardyce, Premier League manager, but not in 2024.
If you asked me 15, 20 years ago, I was in my prime, Max. I was living my best life. Allardyce was the wrong man for Leeds at the wrong time. However, in his best days when he was at Bolton, he was ahead of the curve on an awful lot of things. Like, he had people up in press boxes, the earpieces, the works before anyone else ever went near any of that stuff. He was miles ahead of the game with technology, and it just feels as he's got older, his attitude towards football has regressed beyond that point. Even like where everyone else is getting more technical, he's like, no, just put it in the box, straight in.
Now he's the gravy man.
Does anyone believe he was offered any job he wanted at Ellen Road? Because that was his claim in his first podcast when he finished up with Leeds, was that they offered him pretty much any job he wanted.
Well, for us to be like, well, you know what? Actually, I think you'd be the perfect commercial manager, Mr. Allardyce. I don't feel like that would have maybe not. No,
technically, isn't a player a role at the club?
Yep.
So I could have played striker, but
I would have let him be a steward even. They have to actually do a job.
Tell you
Allardyce
what,
wasn't
because
the
now
biggest.
I
people are
think I
going
would
to
trust him as
genuinely
a steward
suggest
more
it.
than a manager these days. I reckon he'd have some more money if they tried to get on the pitch. You won't be running into him anytime soon, would you?
I'm not sure he's catching up with them.
No, but I mean, if he clobbers you first time with a clothesline, it's lights out, isn't it?
Oh, you're down for a long time. We're having this discussion on my stream earlier. Actually, it was it started with who, if Leeds United had a YouTube boxing scene, would I be most scared of? And it evolved into a very weird place of if it was wrestling, who's your tag team partner or something weird like that.
It turned into Leeds United content, like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think someone.
Pair Sam Allardyce with a wrestler for a tag team. Who is Sam Allardyce's
Ooh.
tag team partner? But it has to be a wrestler.
It's got to be the Big Show.
Do you want to go little and large though? That's the question.
Yeah, like a
Well, everyone's little compared to Big Show, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
That's fair. Yeah.
like a Ricochet.
Ooh, maybe. No, I think what you do is you have a tag team of Sam Allardyce and Paul Heyman, but you make him wrestle rather than manage. Just because I feel like they're as athletic as one another.
Oh, they're
And
both
they
trying to
just sort
manage
of-
each other. You could imagine, couldn't you? Them going, no, you go in the ring. You go in the ring.
Paul Heyman tries a clothesline. More passion, lad. I've done a Deitch.
Sean Dyche. There's a man that no matter how long I look at him, doesn't scream Premier League manager. Despite the amount of years he's spent in the Premier League, I still look at him and go,
and
I
Europe.
don't know. Yeah, I know, right? He did qualify
How-
for Europe
yeah.
as well.
He got
He's still gonna go.
I'm surprised
Not
he didn't
certain
turn,
about you,
turn it
Sean.
down, Europe. Yeah. It seems like about, nah. All right.
Yeah, JBL's a good
No.
show for Allardyce tag partner. I like that one.
Oh, I like JBL as a shout. That kind of works. They've both got. Well, hold on. Is it right to say they've both got the same kind of vibe, considering the things we know about JBL?
They both annoy the hell out of you when they start talking.
Yeah. He knows how to get Norwich out. Who knows how to get Norwich out of where?
out of the championship.
Norwich.
Wait, what?
He knows how to get
What?
Norwich out of Norwich?
Yeah, I'm sure most people
Fuck.
in Norwich would like to leave.
That's a very good point. Is Norwich the location or is Norwich the people? That's the real question.
It's not the people; it's a feeling.
He just
Norwich
stands
is
in
a
the
state
town
of
square
mind.
and gets everybody ready to party. He knows how to get Norwich out. He knows how to get them all in the clubs.
Hold on, I'm just
Are they
gonna.
out, though, Clive, or are they out? That's what I want to know. Are they out or are they out?
On the do you reckon Deitch would have run a referendum on them competing in Europe, or would he have just sort of gone, "Gonna stick with it"? Burn exit, maybe. I don't know. Is Frank Lampard a Premier League manager? That's a good question.
He's not even a championship manager.
I really wanted him to get the Burnley job.
Oh, that would have been so nice.
Yeah, it would have been.
Is he just being a
They
bit
went
unemployed
sideways
at the
with
moment?
Scott Parker as well. So
Did you see the thing in the Euros where Gary Lineker accidentally made the joke to Frank Lampard and Frank Lampard did it?
yeah, everyone else in the studio broke their ass laughing, and Frank was just like,
And do you
Go on,
listen
Frank,
to
share
the Rest Is Football, the podcast that he does with so Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Micah Richards, and he was afterwards. Gary Lineker was saying he didn't do that on purpose. It wasn't aimed at Frank. It was meant to just be like that. He was making joke about anybody who's aging or whatever, but he accidentally made it to Frank. And he said in the podcast afterwards, he was like, he instantly thought, "Oh no, what have I done?" But he just, because you're live on air, you can't go, "Oh no, I didn't mean that." You can't like stutter over your words, so you just have to roll with
wait
it.
till the end.
Yeah.
1 second. I'm just...
Unfortunately, I have to get ready for the other one, so we're live in half an hour or so.
That is fair enough. I will be 1 moment. I've just got something very quick to show you first that I've been working on in the background for the last 15 seconds. I feel like this would be the absolute perfect just inspiration for your day-to-day life. Let's present the other screen. Go to F11, share screen, and there we go. Norwich isn't a place, it's a feeling.
It
If
is.
ever you're feeling down, remember that Norwich is not a place.
It's
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling. A very, very bad feeling.
A very, very bad feeling indeed, but it's still a feeling. And isn't that what counts? Yeah, I think in terms of my stream, I'm probably not going to roll all the way to the deadline because I am more tired than I realised. And whilst not going to go to bed yet, I've been on for
Well-
far longer than I expected.
If it helps, Schmidt's agents just put up a purple photograph of the Leeds United crest on the wall, so I'd imagine an announcement soon.
I think we stick around
say
to an announcement
10.
in that case. Yeah.
Well, I'd say 10 o'clock. I'd say they might do a top of the hour, which makes sense. But they haven't done
I
anything
think
else.
there's going to be one at 10, and then there's going to be they're going to ask for an extension, like they did last. Was it last year they had to ask for an extension, or was it the year before? But I think there's going to be asked for an
Last year
extension.
was the extension because last year was Sinistera going out and Anthony coming in, so there was an extension done for that.
Yeah, so
Deal
I think that's
sheets.
going to happen.
There we go. That'll do. Let's balance it up a little bit more. Make it a bit more Norwich flavoured.
It's very Norwich flavoured now. It's
It's
almost
incredibly
unsightly.
Norwich flavoured.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not almost unsightly. It just is unsightly.
Right,
It's a
I
little
gotta
bit
go.
too
Thanks
Norwich.
later.
Okay.
See you,
in a little
folks.
bit.
Bye.
Yeah.
God. So, before we finish, whilst we're waiting for Schmidt to be announced in, I assume about half an hour, I figured there is not that long left of the window, and we assume we know who's in. Let's talk about our ideal Leeds 11 for the season. That was a fun hiccup. For the season ahead. Sorry, I just realised that's made you way thinner than you thought that would. So, in terms of your ideal 11, we know the rough squad, but we're saying you have complete free reign over the squad. You have complete free reign over who is playing, formation. Stop it.
I'm the
Not bringing
manager.
New players in. We are the managers.
Yes.
We're going to start with what formation are we playing in? We will start with Max on this one.
So, do you know what? I do like the 4-2-3-1. And I like it because you get a lot of attacking players in, but you still get defensive stability. I think it's a very common system for a reason. And what I think is that Tanaka has been Daniel Farke's target for 2 years now because he wants an attacking number 8. So Tanaka comes in and that makes Leeds such a more dynamic team. So I think a number 8 in that role who's box to box rather than a holding midfielder, but a 4-2-3-1 nonetheless.
Yeah, I think I just generally agree with that, to be completely honest with you. I can't find any disagreement.
What Andy said, can I do that?
What did Andy said? Oh no. Might you can't have £11. Now, that one feels like that could be a little bit tough to sell, I'll be honest, even to me, and I'm me. So we're playing with a 4-2-3-1, and someone that isn't part of that 4-2-3-1 is your goalkeeper. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on our most commonly used of goalkeepers. But I'm gonna be sensible and say it kind of has to be Meslier, right? Is there any actual argument for anyone else?
I don't think so. I think Meslier is... Look, he makes mistakes, but when you actually look at him, he's young. He's still very young, but he's got a massive amount of experience for his age. And he's a keeper who gets you promoted from the Championship. He's not necessarily the best goalkeeper in the world, but he can get you promoted from the Championship. And if he's protected enough in his back four, which we saw last season, he's decent. He's good enough. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the league in terms of one-on-ones especially. He's getting better. The thing is with Meslier, he's not a 32-year-old goalkeeper with no hope of ever improving from here. You can see that he's improving all the time. You can see differences in his game. When he first started playing for Leeds, he would never really come out for a cross, like barely ever. Now you can see he's starting to creep out a little bit more. He's starting to come and punch things away. Yeah, he makes some mistakes sometimes, but I think you've got to stick with him because I think he's a better goalkeeper than Carl Darlow. I actually thought Christopher Klaassen was a decent goalkeeper whenever we saw him in the first team. I'm really sure why we let him go to Rako Czestochowa. But
you've practiced that.
I did it once for my video when he left, and I just Googled the pronunciation. And because I learned it. Now I just can't forget it now because somebody said at the time, "Well done on the pronunciation of that." But yeah, just
And you're like, guess it's right. I got to flex that every time he comes up.
I'll forget useful information, but useless information like that, I'll remember that all the time. But yeah, Meslier for me.
Yeah, are we agreeing on that one, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Darlow just scares me a little bit too much when he's on the pitch.
Although if we're in a cup game and we get Man City, we can always chuck Dan James in goal to see how it goes.
Might as well, yeah.
Or we could just put everybody on the line, couldn't we? To be fair,
yeah, against Man City probably. Yeah.
Just hope they hit it really hard, but at the exact same place every single time, and it's just repeatedly hitting just Patrick Bamford. He'll get injured, but that's going to happen anyway. So it's basically
like,
a sacrificial lamb kind of vibe.
He can stay on the pitch. On the green.
Be like, what's he called? The Black Knight from the Holy Grail, Monty Python. Patrick Bamford gets hit in the leg. It's just a flesh wound.
A flesh wound.
Yeah. And he goes for his other leg and he's on his knees. You'll never take me alive.
Ha! You really thought you got me with that one.
Yeah.
Ha! You're concussed. Please, we're done now.
I'm not concussed. I'll bite your ankles.
Right. So Mellier's going and gone. Who are we having at right back?
Baden Jogel.
Baden Jogel. I like your phrasing of the Baden Jogel.
He's got to be him, hasn't it? Because he's been signed to do that job, and whilst he's not great defensively, if you want to play attacking football, you want an attacking fullback, and he's the one that goes forward for you and provides that little bit of extra. I think whilst Archie Gray was amazing and we didn't want to sell him, Archie Gray wasn't an attacking fullback. He was a central midfielder, so he never really got beyond his winger that often. I certainly didn't try to get in the box from the right-hand side that many times. Hence, he only scored one goal, I think, didn't he? But Jayden Bogle is somebody who's always going to try and go forward for you. So for me, he has to start because he really just provides that extra width that allows our right winger, whoever it may be, to cut inside so that we've got more overloads down the right-hand side. So it's got to be Bogle.
I might have a slightly different take on that one. We got Schmidt.
I thought you were going to say Byram.
No, I'm not going to say Byram. That one sounds like a bad idea. But I feel like it will be a matter of weeks of seeing him before we're like, oh, Schmidt can do the Bogle attacking and defend? Okay, that's quite good. And yeah. I'd stick with Firpo on the right just because I don't think we've had enough reason for him to not be out there. Not on the right, on the left.
Schmidt? He's a left back, isn't he?
He played right back this season for the first 4 games.
What footed is he? I haven't actually chance to do any research on him yet because of everything.
He's basically a Stuart Dallas regen.
Oh right.
He can just do all of it basically.
Well, once we've seen him a little bit, we can see what he can do, and then maybe that's a good shout.
Yeah, I'm going to commit to that one incredibly early. Sod it. Why not? Let's go for it. Matt, which way were you going to lean? Were you leaning Baden Jogel or mystery first name Schmidt?
Well, if I go Byram, we can all be separate. I think Bogle. No, I think Bogle's been good. I think he's improved. I think since the first game, and I was impressed with him against who did we play? I don't even remember who we played. Who did we just?
Sheffield Wednesday?
Wednesday, that's who we played. Yeah, I thought he started off a bit bad when he got left on his ass early on, when he got absolutely spun. But then he grew into the game and defended well and also attacked well. So,
yeah. So we'll lean in Bogle at right back. But what does that mean for the centre-backs? Right centre-back? I think it's got to be Rodon.
Yeah.
Right? Realistically.
I don't think it's... I'm not 100% convinced by Joe Rodon, to be honest with you. I think he's very good for the Championship, but passing, I think he's not his game at all. I think he struggles with passing. And I identified it like, halfway through last season, that his passing is just really not up there with the level it maybe should be at to play in a system like this. He's a very good defender, but a lot of the time I've seen him play, when he actually does try to play a ball forward, it's often poor. It's often behind someone or in front of someone, goes into touch. And it's once you start noticing it, you notice it happens at least once or twice every game. But having said that, he's the best option we have at right centre back. And I think in the Championship, he's one of the best defenders in the league. So it's got to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he really got for competition? Like Ampadu, maybe, but I assume we're
Need to
probably
buy it up,
saving a
then.
place
So-
further up the pitch.
He's a youth player.
Yeah.
QPR
And then
are
left-
beating Luton,
Oh, really?
and Luton's goal is an own goal.
If I see that Elias Chair has scored and it is causing people to keep saying his name as a number 10, I'm going to flip.
He hasn't.
Yes, he's done nothing. Okay, we're good. I'm guessing left centre back is going to be roughly the same conversation. It's just going to be we've kind of only got one of them. I mean, I guess we've got Max Weber, but it's easy to forget that he exists.
The
And
big
that's
sexy
kind of-
pirate.
Big sexy pirate. Kind of has to be. Sorry, I'm just tweeting out a wonderful graphic of Jer. There we go.
I mean, I wish you could header a ball on target, but
Yeah. I thought you meant Jer for a minute. I was like, maybe he can. Who knows? Yeah, we've covered both centre backs. Left back.
Firpo.
Firpo in it.
Funia Jerpo,
Funia Jerpo. We got
Yeah.
Baden Juggle and Funia Jerpo.
definitely. That's why they can play either side. They're inverted fullback, so you've got to invert the names as well.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, that one.
that's-
No.
No,
I
that's
don't
going to
want
start
him.
people talking. I don't want people to start talking. Can he just go abroad? And by that I mean to a Belgian prison. Yes?
Yeah.
What I was going to say was that perhaps as well, like you said, Isaac Schmidt might come in and offer a bit of competition for Firpo, but certainly starting the season from now going on, I think Junior Firpo's really proved himself as a decent championship player. Still got many, many reservations about him as a Premier League player, but we're not in the Premier League. So that's what we need him for is now.
Yeah, that's a conversation we can have when it's actually a problem that we're dealing with in the moment. Well, not in the moment. When it's the transfer window before we would be dealing with said problem. This is where I think we might get a little bit tricky. So I've got two spots that I have labelled central midfield. I'm guessing we're going to call one of them more defendy and one of them more attacky, is the vibe.
Yeah.
So we'll consider the defensive boyo first. What are we going to go with?
The thing is, you can't drop your captain if you've captained him. I don't think we should anyway, but I think thing is, it offers you a headache because Grev's been really, really good. But Ampadu's got to start in central midfield, in that holding midfield role. He's got to start, and I just don't think there's any way that Farke doesn't start him. And even if it's just us choosing, I would start Ethan Ampadu, as well as him being such a good player. He's a leader as well. He's got to be in the starting 11. He drags everybody up a level.
Yeah, I think I got to agree. There's nothing really disagreeable in there, to be completely honest with you. 1 second. Apparently, Birmingham have turned down bids today for South Korea midfielder Paik Sung-ho from Championship clubs. This window, there's been interest from Leeds and Sheffield United. I've never heard of this guy.
Is that?
What? And it says there's interest from us.
Is it?
Yeah, from Mike
True
McGrath
tweet.
in the Telegraph, which is not a bad source. Let's have a little bit of a Google of you. Who on earth is Paik Sung-ho?
We say he's already a Birmingham player now, and people are trying to
Yeah,
buy him in the
he's-
Championship.
Currently a Birmingham player.
I don't remember him from last season either when we played them.
He had 15 starts, scored once. 18 matches overall. Came from Jean Buck in the K-League.
Never heard of it.
Has started 3 for them this season, 4 shots. I've got no idea what sort of player he is, though. He seems to be just a midfielder, to be completely honest with you. Don't know the specific details on him, but that's fine. So we're saying Ampadu for the defensive central midfield, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
have to. This is where things might get a little bit complicated, because who do you partner with? Ethan Ampadu.
I feel bad because Gro's been good this season, but I feel like Tanaka's going to be in the starting 11 soon.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Tanaka, I really like Tanaka.
The thing is, it depends whether Daniel Farke decides to play like he was playing in pre-season. Because if he plays like he was playing in pre-season, Grove was given a license to go forward and became that box-to-box number 8, and he was scoring goals and going past people and doing really good stuff in terms of third man runs into the box and supporting the attackers, which we've not really seen from him before. But we started the season and went, oh, okay, so what was the point in pre-season then? Were we not playing like that at all? So for me, if Leeds were to play like that, Gruev would start there for me, because he was obviously, Tanaka's only just come in, so he might need a little bit of time to adjust. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Gruev's going to keep that role for a little bit, and then Al Tanaka is going to get his chance to start. But for now, I mean, if we're talking about what's the ultimate goal when we're all set up and ready to go, then Al Tanaka is somebody that Daniel Farke has wanted for like 2 years now. So it's got to be him. He's the player he wanted. You finally got him. Put him in your starting 11 and show us why he wanted him.
Yeah, this is a good point as well, and quite sad. Rothwell's been quite good when he's played, but then again, we've sort of signed someone to do the Rothwell.
I said this on we did a live stream on Jer's channel last night about transfers, and I said it feels like Rothwell was brought in case we couldn't get a box-to-box number 8 to kind of, they go, do you know what? He's the kind of profile. Can we get him permanently? No, let's get him in on loan just in case we can't get anybody else. But he is the kind of profile that you would want in that number 8 role. It's just that he's not really had the chance. And this season, when he's had the chance to come on, he's been put in the number 10, which isn't really fair to him because that's not his bag at all, really. It's not his game. So I like Rothwell, and I think it's a shame we've gone out of the cup, really, because a lot of these players would have been getting their minutes in the cup. But yeah, I don't see him getting that many minutes, and he may get recalled if he doesn't get enough.
Yeah, I can see him getting the Jaden Anthony treatment, I think, which is a little bit of a shame because there's clearly a decent player there. But
I mean, he's a good option, but I think I just don't trust Farke with the one thing I don't like Farke about is his subs. He doesn't make tactical subs. It's always the 70th minute, and then he's like, okay, Bamford. Or actually, no, Bamford's like the 80th minute. You know, and he brings on like 2 or 3 in like the 70th, and then like 1 in the 80th. And that's like being what he's been doing. So, yeah. And then people complain that the players don't do much off the bench.
Got a really, really fun, well, I say funny bit of news that has just come from Twitter. So, you know how Chelsea are in the process of trying to get rid of an English winger that is on massive wages and not really doing too much at the minute?
Is that Rashford?
They're trying to get rid of Sterling, but they seem to have decided that instead they're going to sign Jadon Sancho, which is a choice.
He's in Man United.
Why would you?
I thought you said Man United. I don't know why. My brain just said, oh, you said Man United.
I might have by accident. I don't know. Because he's currently at Man United. That's probably why. But that quite funny bit of news aside, we've had our midfielders. We're up to the front 4. The front 4 could be a little bit confusing. We are going to start on the right wing, and we've got a hell of a lot of players for not that many positions.
That's so harsh.
As Matt is complaining that it's too harsh, Matt will have the first vote on the right wing.
God.
So away we go. Who are we picking?
Who could we? I could have Dan James, Ramazani. Like Ramazani's like faster than Dan James apparently, so that's insane. So, but I think Dan James keeps his place. I mean, last season he did so well, and then when he got injured, you know, Nonso took his place. But I stand by this. If he didn't get injured, he would have outscored Somerville because he was on the way to do that at the time. And then, so I'll probably go Dan James because I just think he's earned the starting 11 spot.
One sec. We've got some Instagram posts from Schmidt's agent. There's the purple Leeds badge, and there is a picture from inside Ellen Road. That I am not playing. I do not want to get copyright stricken again. Let's not do a little bit of I Predict a Riot. But Schmidt is basically done. I think it will be the 10 o'clock announcement by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Max, what are we thinking for the right
Dan
one?
James. It's got to be Dan James. I mean, the contributions that he made last season, people still underrate him, but I think he's great. I think he's exactly what you need down a right wing, and especially in the Championship. He's shown last season that he's so good for the level. I think he's improved as well, actually, since we bought him in the Premier League. I think he's learned that he can, rather than just being a one-trick pony and always going down the line, he's actually learned to cut back inside. He's learned to curl a ball into the box with his left foot now. You see a lot of crosses coming in from him on the left foot as well, tucking back inside. So I think Dan James is not even just that he's earned it, because like Matt says, he probably has earned his chance to be in this starting lineup, but I genuinely think he's up there with our best attacking players. So I think he's got to start. And look, not the be all and end all of who actually starts games, because if you've got the whole point is, I think, and what I've taken from this window is that for me, there's perhaps one player who makes it into our starting 11 that we've bought in this second set. So obviously Bogle comes in and starts, but we're ignoring Bogle and Rodon. We're talking about like recently. None of these new players that we've bought recently, I don't think any of them start, because I think
we just put Tanaka in the first team.
No, that's what I'm saying. And one of them starts.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you said none of them. I was like, okay.
One of them starts. In terms of all the attacking roles, and we've bought wingers, I think they are wingers that go on the bench as really good options to bring on. So, yeah, for me, Dan James, he's got to start, because I think he's actually probably our best option on that right-hand side.
Cool. We shall stick Dan James on the right. Do we want to do 10 or left-hand side next?
I've got a question. Do you think Ramazani starts? Because Dan James, of course, he has a hamstring injury. So who starts
tomorrow? You mean?
Yeah, tomorrow. So could you see Ramazani?
Potentially, he's eligible, isn't he? Now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tanaka is, so he must be.
But do we lean Solomon instead? Maybe.
No idea what he's.
I thought Solomon was more for the left side.
I'm gonna have a Google. I'm not 100% certain. Mana Solomon. So
they both the same though.
Imagine if we've just got left. That'd be very like Victor Orta style to just get players that work on the left.
Just left.
In European qualifiers, he plays on the left. That's the most recent data that we have. Let's maybe not have SofaScore zoomed into 250%. That might be my problem. He looks very left-sided, to be fair. Yeah. If we're skipping from year to year. But he can, a lot of the time, play on the right. So, for example, in the Europa League, when he's played on the right. For Israel, he can play on both flanks, as far as I can tell. And he's played on the right in the EFL Cup as well, which I'm sure is very relevant data for us to be paying attention to. So, I don't know. I think it could always be a job of pop Nonto on the right.
Oh, that's what Andy says. When I did my preview, I said that's probably what we're going to go with. What Fark will go with. Put Aronson on the right and Pirro in the 10.
No, I really don't want that. But on the subject of the number 10, we need to pick a number 10. Who's our number 10?
I think I'm going for Brendan Aronson, you know. Like we said before, he's already started this season well. Couple of goals, couple of assists. He's learning that position again in terms of what Daniel Farke wants him to do. I think he because he's got experience of playing out on the wing as well, he's the sort of player who can drift out wide and rotate with the other wingers. I think Brendan Aronson needs to be given this chance to show what he can do, because he started well. So why not see how long that can last and see whether sometimes it's best to just play the players who are playing in the best form rather than who are the best on paper. And although Brendan Aronson was signed for about 25 million, so even though you're bringing in new players, he is like one of our most expensive players in the squad. So for me, I think he's done well there, and I think I would like to see him do stay there a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was really happy with the sort of interplay that we were getting in the last match, where it was sort of Dan James would try a run, but most of the time Piru would be far too central, which means he wouldn't be able to play a nice little deft 1-2. But Aronson, being Aronson, had just sort of drifted, which was great because having players that have that little bit of mobility, in my opinion, is vastly better. I think it makes me a little bit more comfortable because it's like, if you need an attacking player in position X, Y, or Z at any point, you're way more likely to get them there if it's going to be Brendan Aronson compared to if it's going to be Piru. Unless Matt has a different take and
No,
is suddenly deciding.
You want me to say like Joseph? Put Joseph in
Yeah,
the 10?
sorry, Joffy in the 10. Why not? See how it goes.
I said Joseph, not Joffy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Joffy is a phrasing for Joffy.
Wait, what?
Joffy is his nickname because it's Joseph Gelhart.
Yeah, but you did just say Joffy is a nickname for Joffy.
I'm talking about Mateo Joseph.
Guys, this is my 6th hour of streaming things today. Let me have this one. Right, cool. So it's going to be Aronson in attacking midfield. Who is our winger on the left-hand side?
Wilfred.
Yeah, I feel like when Max had his little bit of discussion about no one that we've signed particularly starts, it was like, that's the front three set, isn't it? Realistically,
yeah, it's got to be, for me. It's got to be Nonto because I think he's been given that chance to be the star. I think they've said to him, follow the path that Crescencio Somerville went on last season. Cut inside, score goals, get assists. If we get promoted, you've got a Premier League role in the team. If we don't get promoted, you'll get your move just like your mate did. So, and I think he's going to take that. He's going to grab that opportunity and do really well. I mean, against, was it Portsmouth where he cut inside and put it in the bottom corner, wrong-footed the goalkeeper. That's what I want to see more of. Cutting inside, using the half space. He's literally ending up exactly where Farke wants him to end up, in that inside, in that half space, cutting inside from the wing. And I think he's the kind of player who's just going to do that over and over again. So not like Nonto, he's playing well as well. He was probably our best player in the last game. So I think he's got to start there.
Yeah. Realistically, I think maybe if we're further in the season, someone else. Maybe if Nonto gets a knock, but I don't know. Anyone else would have to impress off the bench, I think.
Yeah, well, I think Ramazani's going to come off the bench at some point. So, but I think it'll probably be on that left-hand side. I think he'll show a bit of pace, a bit of trickery. He might take a few whacks and learn the kind of the brutality of the league, and then kind of start to get more and more game time. But for now, you've got somebody who's been playing in the league for a year, done really well on both wings. They're kind of like the guys that you've got to dethrone when you come in as a new signing. It's like, okay. And that gives them, the new signing, something to work towards as well. I know people will be like, well, why do we sign all these players if none of them are starters? But look how good the players are in our starting 11. When they come in through the door and they look at those players, they go, that's my competition. I'm going to have to raise my game past that level to get a starting position. If you've got to raise your game past the level of Wilfred Nonto and past Dan James, you're going to be playing really well, so it can only be good for the club.
Yeah. Sorry, just to add to the very weird feeling that is happening in the Premier League right now, Raheem Sterling is going to Arsenal, which is a bizarre career, I think, to go from Arsenal. Yeah, to go from Liverpool to City to Chelsea to Arsenal.
Do they want to win the league?
Who knows? Why? Surely that's not paying his entire wage, because that's 350k a week.
Probably
anyway,
half, won't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we've got one more position to fill, and it is the Banff. No, wait, sorry, it's the striker. Who are we picking as our number 9?
You know who I'm going with. I'm not. If I speak,
I think mine's. But it's a player we talked about before, actually, when we talked about him being offered any role at the club, and that's Samuel Aladice.
Sorry, was no? I thought Samuel Aladice was anyone that would be offered any job in any Premier League club because he sounds foreign. I thought that was who that was.
No. This is the guy that I think he was here last season or the season before. Kind of like big head, big jacket.
The sort of guy that you want as a target man.
Yeah. Samuel
Okay,
Aladice.
cool. I don't think I can disagree with that, to be completely honest with you. I mean, when as a player at Leeds United, he didn't lose a single match.
No, exactly.
We didn't concede a goal when he played for us either.
We didn't score either.
That was good. Yeah, but we were solid at the back, which is what matters. So I'm just going to quickly ask, do you agree with our choice of first 11? A simple yes or no. Let's be killed by the chat, which is going to be Ilhan Melier in net. At right back, we've got Baden Jogel. With Joe Rodon at centre back alongside Pascal Struijk, Funia Jerpo at left back, with Ethan Ampadu and Autanaka in central midfield. On the right wing, Dan James. Attacking midfield, we've gone Brendan Aronson. Left wing is Willie Nonto, and up top we have Samuel Aladice.
Yeah,
I don't see anything disagreeable in there, to be completely honest with you. I feel like Matt wanted to rebel and maybe claim that there is going to be a Patrice Bamford or someone like that.
Yeah, there's a new signing. I think we're making. I think he's Brazilian. He's got some flair. He's got a great first touch. He can pop a ball in the back of the net. There was these highlights. There was these highlights of him that I saw. It was like there was like no fans, so I'm guessing that was like last week. We're signing this Brazilian. His name's like Patrick Bamfordinho.
Yeah, something like that.
Apparently he's Ronaldinho regen. So
right, final number 10.
I mean, we could always go and start Joffrey up top.
I mean, that is a potential show, I guess.
I think Joffrey's like, I think we talked about it. I talked about this with someone the other day. I think Joffrey's the kind of guy who plays in a 2 up top and does really well, but not many teams play that.
So what you're saying is we should go 4-4-2.
Can you not find that player, Joe?
I've googled Feyenoord instead because I know that it's going to be pronounced in some way, but I don't know what way, and I just want to guarantee.
But what if you try and say it out loud?
I feel like you should. I feel like I can't read.
Oh,
I've not got the chat up.
Made you look.
Oh, there we go. Dickhead. Yeah, it's fine. Right, okay. So, I'm gonna end the stream in a little bit. Not quite yet. I'm very surprised that we've not done the announcement at 10, which is odd. I thought that would have been what was happening. But first, we'll hop through.
It's only just struck 10, so it could be this very minute.
Yeah, but if you're scheduling a tweet, surely.
Maybe they don't know how to schedule tweets, and that they just.
it's just a bloke thing, like waiting for the clock, like bang. Right, having a look through the chat. Solomon? I think it's because we've not really seen him enough to put in that first 11, really. Is that the kind of vibe we're going with? I think that's roughly where we've landed.
Well, we did talk about the fact that all the players who are in the starting 11 have been playing for us and doing really well for us for the last kind of year or so. So it's like, well, do you really want to upset that kind of balance with the wings and stuff? These players are very, very good that we've got in at the moment, and these players that we're bringing in, I think, are kind of our backups.
Yeah, and it's not a bad set of backups to have either, to be completely honest with you. This is a wild claim that I would like various takes on. Ollie Ward claimed he was the best baller out of all LUFC creators, so let's put him up top. What are we thinking on Ollie Ward being the best baller in terms of Leeds creators, especially considering that I think Jer played and coached football at one point?
Yeah, I think Jer actually played in the League of Ireland, as in like professional football. So
I think he just sort of wins that one by default, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think I win.
Only
I mean, I
thing
was-
is, Matt, it'll
Hey.
take you so long to get to the game that you'll miss the kickoff.
Hey, I know someone who plays football, so I guess I win. I'm up there.
I mean, the best I've got is I do a bit of seven-a-side. That's all I've got to bring to the table, but it's not too bad.
I retired at the ripe old age of 24, so yeah, I'm not much use.
I see. I've made it to 26, so there we. I'm basically like Milner-esque right here. We're just going to keep going forever. But gonna bring the stream to a close in a couple of minutes. But first, we are going to take a little bit of a hop over to one of our favorite places. We're going to go over to Questions Corner, where the chat can just throw questions at us, no matter what the shape, no matter what the size, no matter what the subject, if safe for work. No matter what the vibe, and we'll end up answering. Previous questions corners include which Leeds United YouTuber would win in a boxing match. There's been stuff about pigeons, obviously. I'm not sure what else, but
Hato.
yeah, Hato as well. Hato
Hato.
being Japanese for pigeon. But yeah, let's dive into it. And we're gonna do a little bit of background smooth jazz for our time in Questions Corner. Why not? So, first question: Can Angus Kinnear play up top?
Yes, he can. Physically, it's possible. But
But does he get in over Aladici?
no, I don't think so. Aladici's have it, and that's what you need up top, really.
He's just relentless. I don't think he ever won a header, lost a header. Sorry, in his life.
I don't think he ever won a header.
Can you do a Daniel Farker impression? We'll throw this one to Matt because Max answered the previous question.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm the host, and I don't want to do a Daniel Farker impression. So, in theory, this is a yes/no question.
No, I can't do it. Oh, I was gonna try. No, go to Connor if you want.
Yes.
Daniel Farker question.
Okay. Michael Normanton also excellent Daniel Farker, so I can.
I could give it a try.
Oh, go on. Then.
Well, I think that. Wait, no, I'm going French.
You are not going Georgine Rotter. This is Elon Millier, deep in French.
I'm going into my Arsene Wenger. We talk about who had played well today. I thought that Olivier Giroud, he was terrible, but
I do not like the offside rule. I will make it more complicated for everybody.
and no throwing.
No throw-ins. Is Max actually from Leeds? And if so, where exactly? Without doxing yourself, ideally.
No.
Fair enough. Yeah, that'll do
No.
it. Is the squad stronger or weaker?
Couldn't keep a straight face, damn it. I think it is stronger.
It does feel rather strong.
I think it's about even.
About even, not about even.
No, it's about
No.
even.
About even.
It's about even.
Why the 70s prawn music? Because it felt backgroundy. I'll try and find some other background music, but that's fine. We'll bring Bimbus Nimbus back if it wants to. There we go. Anyway, any more bits in Questions Corner? Let's have a look.
Why is BMG trying to find out exactly where I live?
I don't know, it's pretty weird. Matthew P, I don't think we're going to touch that one other than saying that he was a bad person. Maybe not going to go there. How many goals from midfield do we get this season?
14.
14. A couple. I'm going to go with 8. And I think we're going to go with Questions Corner up until the end of the song, which I think is a decent length. And I think it's about 2.5 minutes.
Alkanaka gets 8 goals.
Oh. And then who's getting 6?
Gruev is going to get 6.
Gruev getting 6. None for Ampadu still.
Well, think about when he's been on the pitch and he started taking free kicks and he's hit the bar and stuff. I think with him taking set pieces, maybe when he does get a bit of time, I think he might score a couple of goals. And if we allow him to actually get forward. And also, technically, Brendan Aronson counts as a midfielder if he's playing in the number 10, so...
He's scoring 20.
Oh, in that case, I'll go 34. You're not streaming until the announcement. The plan was to stream until the announcement, and then I felt real tired. And as much as I love doing streaming and love doing YouTubing stuff, I don't love it more than having my physical health. So, bosh. Anyway, any more questions to chuck into Questions Corner? Let's go for it. Who can we put on a plane so we can watch him on the radar tracker? I don't know. Does anyone want to pick a location to track a plane from? For the last 13 seconds. Oh, never mind, there was another question. Siberia or Greenland? What are we going with?
Greenland.
Greenland.
Yeah,
I think
Greenland.
it's less likely to stage an invasion of Ukraine, I think. Which is always beneficial when you're looking at weird, wintry territories. There's not a single private flight going into Leeds Bradford, so I don't think we've got anything to stalk, which is fine. Except one that is coming in from London at 9:30 in the morning. Top scorer this season. We've got time for, I think, 2 more questions.
Wilfred Joseph.
Wilfred Joseph, yep.
Yeah,
Matt?
Wilfred or Joseph.
It will be Patrick Bamford when he returns.
I think it will be one of Sam Allardyce or Brendan Aronson.
Who's Sam Allardyce? Oh, do you mean Samuel Allardyce?
Samuel Allardyce, yeah, sorry, I was shortening it because I'm far too Brexit for him. And finally, what's your favourite Leeds kit? We'll go of
All time?
We'll go Adidas era.
It's got to be the yellow one, I think. Or the one that Matt's wearing, I like.
Yeah.
It's cycled, but it's fine. We'll consider it. We'll finish this question and call it. I'm between the one that Matt's wearing, the yellow one, and maybe the lilac one.
I do also like the black and green one that was a throwback to the Thistle Hotels one. But I don't like the sponsor. It ruined it.
Spot it.
Yeah.
Never been
Were we with Adidas in the first Premier League season?
Yes,
Yeah.
the entire Premier League run.
That away kit.
Was that the
Was that the
Rafinha
red
kit
one
or
that
the-
Rafinha
That's
scored?
the one Bamford scored the hat trick with. The
Oh, yeah,
stripe
that's
one.
the one that you're on it. That's the Thistle Hotels kit.
Yeah. Right.
Bamford more Premier League hat tricks than Marcus Rashford.
Has he?
Yeah, Rashford's never scored a hat trick in the Prem.
Finally, and we'll call this one actually finally. What's Max's channel?
Oh, Leeds lately. Leeds lately.
I like that you had to sort of Duolingo it.
Yeah, just in case.
Finally, what is Matt's channel?
It's Matt Leeds.
Would you both be able to pop a comment in the chat just so they can click on your name rather than getting lost malarkey?
Where is your stream? I subscribed to you and it's not showing up.
Oh no.
Quick. Search.
Wait, you're not logged into YouTube on StreamYard?
No.
Oh, okay, that'd be a problem. I just find that makes that a little bit easier when arguing with people but not doing it verbally.
Right.
Yeah, there's Matt.
And I agree with that first choice of 11.
And there's Max. Cool. So, on that note, thank you for popping into the stream, viewers. It's been a fantastic transfer window, and I will likely see you at some point. I will have to see you at some point tomorrow because we're not lost in the league yet. For another stream. And thank you guys for popping along. It's been an absolute pleasure. And happy transfer window, everyone.
Yes.
Woo.
And hopefully Leeds don't schmidt themselves and not announce that left-back signing.
And on that absolute banger of a pun, we're going to call it there.
BMG still trying to find out where I live.
Oh god. Right. Anyway, like, subscribe. You can become a channel member if you want, but you can't find out any of our addresses. And I will see you later. Toodaloo.